Hi everyone, my name is Catherine Tao and I'm the host of the Data Standard Audio Experience. And today we have a very exciting guest. We have Bobbi Caggianelli, the head of data science and governance at Security Benefit. And today we're going to be speaking about how her company uses data governance and trust within your organization. So welcome to the show, Bobbi, and I'm very excited to speak with you.
Thanks so much for having me, Catherine. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. I'm excited to just have this conversation with you. So can you please just introduce yourself and tell us more about your background?
Sure. So my entire career has been in financial services. I started on the front lines in banking and receivables management and operations. Then moved into more strategic roles, moved then into a Six Sigma role, which was really helpful in learning about process, and became a master black belt, which then transitioned me into my current role as the head of data science and governance for Security Benefit.
That's awesome. And so in your words, can you describe in detail just what data governance is?
So the short definition is that it is processes, policies, and procedures that enable a company to treat data as an asset. And that's a short explanation for a really long process. It's really bringing together all of your business domains, including technical, and creating a common taxonomy, a common understanding of data quality and what our definition is for our terms and our data, and enabling the team to have trust in the data that is put before them to make business decisions.
Yeah, awesome explanation. And so data governance, why is it important? Why should more companies adopt this process to improve their business strategies?
It is the foundation of every decision that should be being made in your company. I know that a lot of people are very go with their gut kind of people, and they've been in the business a long time and they trust their feelings on where they should go strategically. But in the age of data, you have to have data to back that up. And so many companies want to rush into the data science and the cool, we're going to build models. But if you don't have good data and trusted data to build those models, you're not going to be able to make good business decisions. In addition to that, even if the data is accurate, if the teams don't trust the data, if they weren't part of the process of building a taxonomy and building quality data, if they don't trust it, no matter how good the insights are that your data science team comes up with, the business that needs to act on those insights isn't going to want to pull the trigger on it. So data governance, you cannot get to the cool AI, ML experience if you don't lay that foundation of data governance. And it's so easy for companies to want to skip over that step. A company hears the word governance and the boots on the ground think, oh, one more thing for me to do in a day. And the higher ups think, oh, one more thing that costs me money that provides no return on investments. Governance as a word has a negative connotation, but it's so important if people understand that it is just really your foundation for everything you want to build around data-driven decision-making for your company and taking your company's strategies to the next level.
Yeah, that is some great insight. I speak to so many different people from different companies and different data backgrounds, and a lot of them just say, data science is that sexy new thing. It's that sexy new topic that everyone just wants to jump into without really thinking about the foundation first and thinking about how much you trust your data, how good is the data before you actually get started and working on it. So data governance is so important, and I think it's something that more organizations really need to adopt to just make the company better overall. But with that, you also had mentioned that there's trust that needs to be in the data, in the organization. So how do you build that trust within the organization?
So when I was first venturing into our company needs an actual data governance program, I didn't go around to the domains and say, we're going to start doing governance and start dictating to them what they needed to do. I went around to each domain leaders and a lot of the subject matter experts, and I said, what are the pain points that you have around data? Is it receiving it timely? Is it around the accuracy? A lot of financial services companies have third parties that do business process outsourcing type work for them. Are there challenges with the vendor data? You have to understand what the pain points are before you go in and try to fix it. So by making it a collaborative experience from the very beginning, people felt heard, they felt listened to. And then when we created our stewardship program, we brought in people from all of the different domains. They all have a voice and they all get to give their opinions, and they really work out the differences of opinion collaboratively together. There's not one person that says, nope, we're going to do this. It's collaborative, so everyone feels heard and listened to. I think also the fact that our team resides kind of outside of both the business and the technology team. I know a lot of times data governance might sit within IT. We sit outside of that within our digital office. And so we don't really have a horse in the race. So no one feels like we are pulling for one particular point of view. And that has really created a lot of trust. By virtue of working over the last couple years to improve the quality of the data, improve the timeliness, build relationships with the vendors around receipt of data in timely manners, has really caused the teams to trust us, that we are looking out for their best interests, that we are trying to make their lives better. And by participating in the stewardship program and by participating in building data quality rules and requirements, we're making their lives better, not adding work to their plate. So that's so important for them to feel like they can trust us to be good owners of their data for them.
Yeah, and I really like that you kind of brought up the idea of you had gone around to each manager or the person in charge just to speak about the challenges that they had faced, and you just brought it all together and found solutions to it. And I think that's awesome because it's great to be able to have that collaboration and listen to the challenges that the team is having and just finding solutions to making it better for the vendors and just overall making it to speaking with everyone collaboratively. So yes. That's awesome. Yeah. And so how do you extract value from the information of your findings?
So now that we're in a place where the data, we have single source of truth and people trust the data that's coming out of it. Now we're able to apply those BI tools. And, for a long time, the reporting has been as is reporting, point in time. Here's where we are today. But now we're to the point where we can start to do trending and we can start to build out models around who is our core customer. We can build attrition models and we can be able to make decisions of what type of product should we launch next? And when we launch that product, who's the target market and how do we find that target market? In financial services, I find that we're a little more conservative, a little slower to adopt. But now that people can see the return on that investment, they're really excited to take those next steps into the discussions of where can we apply machine learning? Where can we apply automation that we've not in the past? And so it really gets everyone excited about what the possibilities are for the next couple years.
Yeah, absolutely. And how do you see just data governance evolving throughout the future?
I think that some companies are going to learn the hard way. They're going to try to move too fast and they're going to kind of crash and burn. I've met many people at conferences who are on their third or fourth attempt at data governance. I think as machine learning and as data science becomes a business as usual expectation, more and more people are going to find that they need to go back to square one and build up that data governance. I do think that there are some great tools coming out in the market that help to advance your process more quickly. There's a lot of data quality tools that can be put in place now with business logic that are a lot more user-friendly than they used to be. And there's a lot of catalogs and tools out there that maybe weren't as adept as 5 years ago as they are now. And I think that as data science continues to grow, the data governance tools will continue to accelerate and get more helpful for people as the time goes on.
Yeah, I completely agree. Thank you for your insight. Thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate your time and for you to just speak more about data governance and trust within an organization. It's something that companies really need to begin to strive for. And just technology, it's a constantly changing field. So all companies really have to kind of keep up. And it sounds like data governance is that new thing that people need to keep up with in order to do well. Yeah. So thank you for speaking with me. So we at the Data Standard, we're trying to build a community of data thought leaders, data enthusiasts, just to be able to collaborate and network with one another during this time of the pandemic. And so what is something that we can do for you?
I think it's great to bring like-minded people together, forums where people can meet and speak. And the one thing I would tell everyone is don't just speak about your successes. Speak about what you tried that failed. I think we learn more from our failures a lot of times than we do if we get it successful right off the bat. And sharing best practices and what worked for you and what didn't work for you is what's really going to help everyone to mature their processes more quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. I love hearing a lot about different people's challenges that they've faced, just because everybody faces challenges and failures at some point, and it brings you to a better spot to where you are today eventually. So absolutely great insight. I love that. And so where can our community find you online just to connect with you?
So I am on LinkedIn and I am on Twitter at BKCagg, CAGG.
Awesome. And so for more information on the Data Standard, you can find us at www.datastandard.io. And this episode is sponsored by Pandio. They're innovating the tech space with their Apache Pulsar messaging system. You can learn more about their work at pandio.com. Thank you so much, Bobbi, for joining us. It was so great to speak with you, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Thanks, Kat. Good day.